I'm Adam Wilmoth, and I'm in studio at the News OK studio with Boone Pickens on his 87th birthday. Thank you for joining us, and happy birthday.
Thank you, and if you want the time exactly, I was born about an hour and a half ago.
Well, very good.
87 years ago in
Congratulations.
Holdenville, Oklahoma.
One thing I know that you've talked quite a bit in Washington about the need for a national energy policy. Can you tell us a little bit about why that's so important and what you'd like that to look like?
Well, we're the only country in the world without an energy policy, and it is so important because, and of course, Oklahoma sits right in the middle of the oil and gas reserves in this country, and it's just you need an energy policy because if you go back, a policy almost happened after the Arab embargo in '73. There were some things done at that point. One was the Strategic Petroleum Reserve was created, and we put 700 million barrels in storage over a period of time. That is still in storage in Mississippi and Louisiana. Haven't needed it, and now it's almost of no use. The most we've ever removed from the SPR was Katrina, hurricane, 18 million barrels. So 700 million barrels, one time drew 18. We've had smaller draws, but very, very insignificant. And so with an energy policy, you would have known a long time ago what you were going to do with the SPR. That isn't all of it, of course, but it's a national security issue. An energy plan is. And today, the United States has more gas than any place else in the world, more than Iran and Russia. And so it's, if we had a national energy plan, I think we would bring together Canada and Mexico and make it a North American energy alliance, and then we would not need any oil from any place else in the world.
Why have we never had a national energy policy?
One thing, Adam, you and I have talked about that. Leadership is everything. If you had leadership, you'd have an energy plan. You haven't had the leadership that has focused on that. And we've always made our way through. I mean, there are times that Washington gets all upset. $3 gasoline, you know, upset everybody. Somebody was cheating, gouging, and everything else. They made an investigation, wasn't so, and then everybody adjusted to $3 gasoline. So it's, you have just not had, if you, I say this kind of unkind, but I say that if you're going to have an energy discussion in Washington that's set for 5 minutes, it'll be over in 3, because you'll run through what they know about energy in about 3 minutes.
Okay. You tried, in 2008, you unveiled the Pickens plan, and you tried to get that through Washington. Really didn't get a whole lot of traction there. So you
wait a minute, we got a vote.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a vote in the Senate, and I had to have 60 votes to put it on the transportation bill. It was a natural gas act, and we got 54 votes. So we did get a vote, and we did get, we got close.
Okay. But since then, you focused on the states, and you've had much more success there.
That's exactly right.
Is that something that can happen in Washington, or is that system not accommodating for that? Does it have to go to the states?
We are working through the states, and of course, you know who our leader is on that, is our Oklahoma governor, right, Mary Fallin. And she put together, I believe it's 23 states now. Something that's it's very interesting to me, and I don't know whether others or not, but Bob Dole one time told me when I was trying to stop ethanol, he said, Boone, there's 21 farm states and 42 senators. 42 senators get anything they want. They want ethanol, they're going to have ethanol, and they had ethanol. There are now 30 producing states, and energy is not a political, partisan issue. I mean, energy is kind of not unlike, you can put together 21 farm states. It's about, you know, it's about farms and what they grow, produce, and everything else. Same way with energy. So there's going to be 30 states put together at some point. I don't think it'll be very far in the future.
Okay. You ever thought about running for president?
At 87? No. I almost ran for governor a couple of times, but I didn't. And could that have led to Washington? Possibly. George Bush and I would have, at one point, would have run for governor of Texas and opposed each other. Both of us Republicans, of course. But, and George Bush made it to Washington for 2 terms. So I don't know. Maybe I could have had it if I'd worked at it. I think I did exactly the right thing, not get involved in politics.
Very good. But you haven't been directly a politician, but you have had the ear of politicians. You've been, you've met with presidents going back to the Reagan administration. You've seen Washington. Are you more or less optimistic about the country and about the future today?
I'll be optimistic when we get rid of this president, and I think that'll happen in 2016. This president has actually delivered the Congress to the Republicans. That's the reason why we control the House and the Senate, is because of this president. So I think he's going to deliver the White House to us too. And we've got some great candidates.
What about a national energy policy going forward? What, do you think it's more likely to have a national energy policy now, or at some point in the near future?
I do. I think it will start with the Keystone Pipeline, and the Canadians want us to have it, and we should welcome Keystone, but it's passed the Senate, vetoed by the president. I don't know what his reason for that is. It doesn't make sense, because if we don't take Keystone Pipeline, that oil is going to go somewhere, and probably China.
Okay, all right. Well, very good. I thank you for joining us.
Sure.
and taking the time to come over to our studio. And
Listen,
again, happy birthday.
I always enjoy coming to Oklahoma. So my grandmother said, Sonny, don't ever forget where you came from. I remember. And you remember also, I went to school here, Oklahoma State.
Very good.
Okay.
Right.
Thanks, Adam.
Well, thank you once again. I'm Adam Wilmoth, and this is Boone Pickens, and we are in the News OK studio.